So welcome everyone to round 2 of IOR Season 6. We are back after a great race last weekend at the Bahrain Grand Prix. First win of the season by the man driving now the Ferrari, the two-time champion of IOR, Slippery Cucumber, racing against Thales in a really close battle for the win on the final lap. Still Thales made that mistake, and that gave Slippery Cucumber the freedom to push at front and take the first win of the season. But here today we come into a totally different track. It's Saudi Arabia, the new F1 circuit at Jeddah. Really tricky one, a straight circuit with a lot of tricky corners. Really corners you have to go really aggressively to win time, but at the same time it's really close to the wall, so anything can happen. And we are starting our qualifying session. Numbers are not the best. We have 14 drivers. I know we definitely would like to have those 6 more drivers to get a full grid, but it's a decent number still. It's gonna be a really fun race to watch. We are missing some of our usual guys, but yeah, it's gonna be a really enjoyable show. It's always fun to race at Jeddah. So we have already some drivers coming out on their outlaps for this first run. The man leading the pack now, it's the Alfa Romeo of Standing Crib, man who's coming back as a reserve driver and says he's gonna be his last race in IOR, sadly. But yeah, I really hope he does come back at some point as a reserve driver. But let's have an eye on him. He's the man that's now leading the pack, the one who's gonna be the first one to set a flying lap today on the Alfa Romeo, racing as a reserve driver. Actually, no Alfa Romeo driver, full-time driver, has raced yet this season. That's Yane and Tired Clown, who unfortunately haven't been able to make it to any races yet. And here we are with Baraka, the man that's looking to defend his championship from last season 5, a really dominant championship, winning 6 out of 8 races. But this time it's been Slippery Cucumber, the man who has started winning this season. Baraka hasn't been able to finish on the podium on last race due to a strategic mistake. He definitely had the pace to try and put a bit of a challenge on Cucumber and Thales, but simply the strategy wasn't the right one. Also a bit compromised by starting on the hards. But well, today he'll have a chance on trying to take that revenge against Slippery Cucumber. He'll definitely want to be one-on-one with his championship rival on wins. So yeah, he's definitely gonna be looking for that win today. There's no Thales, by the way, the man that challenged Cucumber last time on Bahrain. So one of our top drivers not being able to be here, but we have Dundee, the other man from Williams. So also maybe not exactly at Cucumber and Baraka pace, but can cause some damage, so he's gonna have to carry the team today. Also, of course, the always consistent Canadian Necktie. Last 2 races, it's been a double podium for Ferrari. One of them was the anniversary race. So looking also for a really good result today for the Ferrari team, who's now 20 points ahead of Mercedes in the championship standings after only 1 race. Following now Standing Crib, he's coming already into the final corner to finish his first flying lap. And coming into the line, and it's gonna set a 28.5. Let's see if that's a good time or not. Here comes Flanny into the line, and it's a 31.3. It's a terrible time there from Flanny. Now Joseph Vesely sets a 30.3. It's not a good time, but it's at least a most decent one than time Flanny set. Have Dundee, who has invalidated his lap coming into the pit lane, and Canadian Necktie unable to go faster than Standing Creep. We know Standing Creep is a really fast driver as well. He's put himself up into first place, but Canadian Necktie only 3 times behind. Also, Callum's done a really bad lap. It's 29.8, really far behind from the top 2 at the moment. Black Bala sets at 30.0. And here comes Bialdo, the man that gave us a really good show fighting Baraka on last race, but finally at the final lap was unable to hold him anymore and end up spinning, but only cost him the place with Baraka, so he didn't really didn't lose anything. Goes up into P5 at 29.9, so he's also not in the top pace. And there goes Baraka, sets a 27.7, 1 tenth lower than his rival Slippery Cucumber, actually less than a tenth slower. Around 50 thousandths, I think, slower than Slippery Cucumber. That's a really close gap between who are supposed to be our championship contenders for this season. Now Nick FIFA, oh, and someone has joined the lobby. It sets friends only, so might have to restart after qualifying due to that, depending if the driver's still there or not, but sadly it's the only way, as this game is a total joke, and now it doesn't let me invite people during the race if someone lags out, so it's the safest way to do it. So I'm hoping the guy to leave the lobby. If not, we'll just have to restart it. Yeah, there he is. I don't know who he is. And we have our first comments in the commentary boxes from Will, who says hello. So hello, mate, once again. Hopefully we'll have you back soon. And he's Dundee's a clown. So yeah, typical Will message. Dundee clown. Dundee hasn't set a time yet. Well, we can see the guy that joined just crashed out there. So 7 minutes to go. Slippery Cucumber keeps leading. Then we have Baraka in second place by only less than a tenth from Slippery Cucumber. And Dundee's not far at all. He's 27.8, so really close to the leading guys. Only 2 tenths behind Slippery Cucumber. He can definitely be in the mix for this race. And this time Nick FIFA now goes up 5th fastest, also can be there to help Baraka. And Canadian Necktie is still on P6, so once again we have the top 3 teams, mostly on the top places, Ferrari, Mercedes and Williams. Sadly, as I said, no Thales, so it's not a completely 3-way battle. Oh, and there's been a collision between Joseph Vesely and Standing Crib. Oh, and Baraka's got a penalty as well, I think. Wait, let me check the... Yeah, there's a great penalty for Baraka, it's a great penalty for Joseph Vesely, and there is a... I think there was a great penalty for someone else. No, there isn't. Well, anyway, this will help me in my decision to restart the lobby after qualifying, because of course we can remove the great penalties that I guess were totally unfair. So yeah, we don't want an intruder, of course, in the lobby, so should possibly be restarting this after qualifying, so it won't be a complete mess. But anyway, we'll keep following this qualifying as we still need the results, and as the guy that invaded the lobby already crashed out, then there's not gonna be a problem with that. Then Wales has once again done this a clown, but the clown is actually showing a really good pace there on P3, trying to challenge Baraka and Cucumber. And then Bialdo says, why do I have too much understeer? It's ridiculous. Maybe it's the tire pressures. I don't know if you can try to lower that down. Maybe it will work for you if you have it too high. Well, I guess everyone to their driving style, so... I'm gonna be watching the stream to take a screenshot of the results, and I'm gonna be making a new lobby because there's no way I'm racing with an invader in the lobby, so yeah. Such a joke what this game makes me do. Previous game was way easier to handle. I could just send the invites mid-race. Now, at least I haven't discovered how to do it. I think I can't do it, at least. And even the formation lap is totally messed up. So yeah, that's what EA gives us every time, and it's so annoying. But well, it is what it is. Nothing I can really do. It's not anyone's fault, but EA's fault. So yeah. Yeah, to clarify, the grid penalties that have been given will be deleted. If there's an incident, then that will be reported after the race, and then we'll penalize if there's something to be penalized. But yeah, the grid penalties are not gonna stay for the lobby restart. So yeah, definitely will be unfair if Baraka just was in middle of the way and crashed some accident ahead of him to give him a 5th place grid penalty for that. So yeah, we know how annoying this game is, so it would be really unfair, also having in mind that he's fighting for the championship. So that would be an unfair penalty for one of our championship contenders. But in general, the lobby is not capable of doing a race now because of the intruder to start. So yeah, we're gonna have to be restarting this lobby, and I'm gonna try and make it as fast as I can. But we're now gonna focus in the final run these guys are gonna have. Slippery Cucumber is coming out of the pit lane. Baraka is also coming out of the pit lane. Dundee is also out of the pit lane. I think this is gonna be the battle for pole position today. Baraka is the man of the top 3 that is first to start their final flying lap. So I'm gonna focus on the 3 challengers from the top 3 teams on their final flying laps. Baraka will be the first, then will come Dundee, and finally Slippery Cucumber is gonna do the final lap. Cucumber looking to have a 100% of poles on this season 6. Baraka looking for the first one of the season, and Dundee looking to surprise, trying to take pole from the 2 fastest guys on the league. So Baraka starts his final flying lap, coming into turn 1, going all the way by the outside. He's gonna try to brake and take the curb on 4th gear, trying to cut almost all the inside corner there, staying in 4th gear as well, up into 6th, 7th gear definitely for the next one, and now down into 5th gear only, trying to stay on high gears, coming into the most tricky section of the track, I could say. All the SS goes a bit deep there, but finally managed to not invalidate the lap. He's gonna go a bit wider, but also managed to hold the car on trap at the end. Oh, and Cucumber's run out of time. Cucumber's run completely out of time there, and that could be a massive mess up. Well, no, Cucumber's driving the Ferrari, but that doesn't mean he has to make Ferrari strategies and that stuff. But anyway, that might be a big mistake by Slippery Cucumber there. We keep following Baraka on this final flying lap. Everything looks like Baraka is going to be the man on pole today. Can Dundee maybe take that away from Baraka? Here comes Baraka, improving 2 tenths on sector 2. Only a mistake from Baraka. Oh, and Dundee's crashed out. Dundee's crashed out, so it seems like if Baraka keeps it clean, it's going to be a clean pole for Baraka. And also good for Mercedes driver that Nick Fifas up there in 4th place. Massive moment for the Mercedes team, looking there to bounce back from the Ferrari smash at Bahrain. Now Mercedes is looking to dominate this Grand Prix, and they're gonna start with pole position. There goes Baraka into the line and takes pole by 4 tenths ahead of Slippery Cucumber. Of course, Cucumber and Dundee weren't able to complete their final flying laps, but that is part of it. Baraka was the cleanest one on track and takes that first pole position of the season. Now it's 1-on-1 for the championship rivals. Here comes Canadian Necktie, trying to spoil things a bit for Mercedes, maybe trying to get ahead of Nick Fifa if he can. Coming into the line, and no, he can't. P6 only for Canadian Necktie. Things looking really good for the Mercedes team, at least at this start of this race day today. It's been a really interesting qualifying session, now finally decided by 2 mistakes. One from Dundee and the most important one from Slippery Cucumber, that was the man that was leading before that final run and finally messed up. I think he lost the timer. But it is what it is. Baraka is your pole sitter for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Cucumber will start in 2nd place, Dundee in 3rd, and there is Sir Vapor who has joined and will be able to take place on this race due to the restart that we'll have. And we are now leaving the session.